And you'll notice, like, whenever people talk about working on the show, when someone sneezes on the set, like, we all like just take a second. You have to remember, like, okay, there's not actually an outbreak.
Oh my God.
There's not a chance of dying.
I'm a big sucker for drama and romance, and this show for me has those two aspects in ample supply, because we see these people in relationship that are set up together in this deep, deep intimacy, and then they get torn apart, and you're just waiting for them to find their way back to each other.
It starts in Atlanta. There's a bit of a controversy as to where the virus started, so I think that kind of unravels over the season. But it's basically, people are stuck in this massive quarantine, and families are ripped apart. You're either on the outside or you're on the inside. You got your dog to feed. You're not going to get to go home to feed your dog. It's hard. But it just shows human beings and how they react under crisis.
It's the kind of story that is so real, and it's so relatable that when we disappear into that world, it's not a fantasy genre. It's not really, it's not something that you can just kind of imagine and go there. It starts to feel really uncomfortably real in places, because this could happen.
My boyfriend and I get torn apart. He's on the outside. Lex, played by David Jesse.
Okay.
He works for the PD, police department. So he's on the outside. I get stuck on the inside.
We are together.
Oh, you are?
In the
Okay.
pilot. And she used to date Chris. And they get caught on the inside, and I'm on the outside.
My character has sort of an interaction in the first episode that there's chemistry, there's something there, but obviously they're inside of a quarantine zone where you can't touch. And there's also, your life's at stake.
This is my first US show. It's the first network show. I'm just along for the ride and just very excited to be here. I'm just happy to be here. A lot of my friends, a lot of my actor friends going, you swear. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear, but anyway, you, oh yeah, you bastard.
It's on the show, the stakes are so high, and the makeup is all, there's no effects with the makeup. It's all done on the day, and so you see people looking that disturbed, and the performances we've had have been amazing. So it really makes the virus very scary.
Well, as you know, viruses are very sexy.
So sexy.
They're hot. I mean, literally, figuratively. It's all about contact and close proximity, and you know how hot things get when you have to keep 4 to 6 feet away from everybody.
I think all of the characters and storylines and relationships are so stunning and beautiful. I'm so excited to see how they develop. Yeah. So just the next script. That's what I'm the most... And fried chicken in Atlanta.
In the first episode, a lot of my role, as doctor, within the most qualified person within the quarantine area, to make a call on the virus, to describe, to figure out what it is. My role in the first episode is to disseminate that information to Claudia Black's character, to Dr. Lommers, who plays Dr. Lommers, to the basically disseminate that information to the outside world, and that is my role, and also to the audience, because we're stressing to the audience it's a very real thing. It's based on fact, science fact, not science fiction. So it's my role to do that really in the first episode.
Once the dust settles and these characters are forced to sort of establish a new equilibrium, whatever that means for them, because they can't just constantly be sitting in a corner panicking. They have to stay alive. So that requires finding a new way of life to exist inside of this quarantine zone. And who knows, there might be some romance in the air.
There might be a romance or two. For you? I don't know, maybe. It could happen. I mean, that Jake cop guy has kind of got muscles, and, she's single and she's available. Okay. So there may be a little spark there.
The first romance might be inside of the quarantine between a school teacher and a police officer. I don't know quite yet.
My character Sabine and George's character Dr. Kannitz are the two that we really don't know anything about their personal lives in the pilot, so there's a lot to explore there. But because they have to have their game faces on and save the city and maybe the world, the stakes are so high. I mean, they pray that this stuff never happens, and when it does, you've got to have someone who's got that real steel quality about them that Sabine does, to just be able to shut the emotion down and get things done.
There's a lot of love in it too. It's scary and it's dark, but there's a lot of love.
David Nutter is a fantastic director. Everyone who has worked with him, we're so excited to work with him again. Those who haven't wanted to work with him. So it was just this, and Julie Plec is just, both of them create an amazing environment for us all to work. So it's just positive, exciting.
I'm just excited. And this is my first time at Comic-Con as well. I've wanted to go. I'm a big fan of the comics, video games, movies and TV in general. So just quadruple happiness for me right now.
We start in August in production, and we've got a lot of work ahead of us, but we're excited. We love the show, we love the world, and we can't wait to get back to it.
Click to the left to check out the cast of Containment with some rapid-fire questions, and click to the right to check out Jennifer Lawrence talk nudity at Comic-Con.